It's working.
The bees are dying, and our survival hangs in the balance. In the past year, over 70% of U.S. bee colonies, more than 1.1 million hives, were lost, marking the worst collapse on record. At 4RBs, we're fighting back with our breakthrough PureWave cell, a quantum frequency device crafted with 48,000 Gauss rare earth magnets in the shape of the flower of life. When placed inside a beehive, it delivers remarkable results. Colonies grow 2 to 3 times larger, honey production soars, pesticide and antibiotic use drops to zero, colony collapse nearly vanishes, and queen replacements plummet. Every purchase also supports our beekeeper program, providing free PureWave cells to small beekeepers worldwide. Rebuilding life one hive at a time. Join the fight today and buy a jar of PureWave honey, or even one of the cells used by the beekeepers. Use code WITF for 20% off at 4rbs.com. And if you're listening on audio only, that's the number 4, letter R, bees.com.
Where in the Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone actually.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody's had a great week, and thank you for joining myself and Tucky.
Welcome.
Tucky. Where we cover the strange news from around the world. There's a few hot topics going around right now that we are not going to touch on because it's everywhere. So I'm sure you know the subjects we're talking about, and you've seen a lot of information, and you can continue to see it where you're locating it. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and get right into it, shall we?
Yeah, sounds good. We have actually I found a cool feel good for the week.
Nice.
I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did. I seen it. You want me to cover it, or you want to go over it?
No, go ahead and hit it.
All right. So on September 6th of 2025, with Jonathan Jennings, very generic name in Kentucky here.
That's true.
A 32-year-old resident of Shelby County, Kentucky, made history by becoming the first American to wield the World Stone Skimming Championship. Now, if you don't know what stone skimming is, that's skipping rocks.
Yeah, people call it different things. Like I think it's actually called different things depending on where you're skipping rocks in the world on water.
Could it be like a rock bouncy? Pebble bounce.
Yeah. You have to say that with a British accent, though.
Pebble bounce. Well, it's held annually on a tiny Scottish island of East Eskdale since 1997, competing in the adult male category against over 300 participants from around the globe. Jennings achieved a cumulative distance of 177 meters. That's about 580 feet. What's up, Landa?
Hey, Landa.
And this was across all his qualifying throws. This shattering the event's previous record and securing the top prize and trophy, no cash award, as the competition doubled as a charity fundraiser for local causes. Jennings, no cash. He went to Scotland on his own dime apparently, and won a rock skipping championship for the Kentucky.
No cash.
So Jennings, who runs his own stone skipping events in Kentucky, including the upcoming Kentucky Waterways Alliance stone skipping competition on September 28th, describes the win as unreal. Not noting his modest goal was simply to qualify for a return trip next year. He also holds the title of reigning Great Southern Stone Skipping Champion from Arkansas. And the victory unfolded amidst controversies as organizers disqualified several competitors for cheating by doctoring their stones how? Filing or shaping them to gain aerodynamic edge. That's rude.
Yeah, well, I feel like if they're going to do that, they should do it for everybody, like give them all the best stones possible.
Well, these people were cheating and they were doing it on their own. I can see you doing out there with your little nail file.
Stop. You're
Um,
being mean.
of course, this was a violation because the slate can be no longer than 3 inches in diameter, and some of these people were following down. Jenningsons, who noticed some of the stones appeared suspiciously too perfect, praised the swift handling of the scandal, which marked the first such incident in the event's history and ironically boosted global media attention on the niche sport. Despite the drama, Jennings hoped it won't overshadow the competition spirit, emphasizing his passion for growing stone skipping back home through social media promotion and local tournaments. I could whip his arse at stone skipping 580 feet. I do that in one throw. I can skip a stone for a mile.
So you think he just hasn't had a appropriate challenger?
That's right.
Some of it's got to be skill more so than strength, though, right?
It's 100% skill.
Hey, Jenny, thanks for coming tonight. Was YouTube bumping you off? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think that we might have run into some treacherous waters when I wasn't here.
Yeah, blame me. One of our accounts got suspended and everything. It was an ordeal.
It's fine. It's perfectly cool. We rebuild. We rebuild and build back better. That's what we
That'll be our campaign slogan.
But I mean, in all honesty, I do know a guy that could probably beat this person at stone skipping.
Who?
I do. Bill Bolin. If you've never, he's a local legend from Clay County, Kentucky. I watched this man skip a rock on a creek bed, and it jumped and landed about 80 feet into the field across from the creek, like blam.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really stoked that this is a competition now because I mean it is fun. It's neat.
Yeah, it is neat. Let me see where we're going next here. I did want to. So I don't know if yous out there listening saw, but there was some stuff that came out this week about Roswell. Perfect timing, right?
Roswell, that is. Well,
I know you weren't here last week, Cecil, but part of our news was that NASA said there's life on Mars. We shot a missile at a UAP and it bounced off of it, apparently. But what doesn't make any sense about that, they used fancy language. They said a Reaper drone fired a Hellfire missile at a UAP and it bounced off. The video looked like they shot a goose with a missile. But here's what doesn't make any sense. As we said last week, a Hellfire missile is meant to be air to surface or surface to surface.
Yeah.
If they were shooting at a UAP, why would they not use an air-to-air missile?
I mean, it really depends on the tracking capabilities of the missiles. I don't know much about missiles anymore. Like, I just quit looking into it.
They got a much better air-to-air missiles that they could have shot at this thing. Yes, we will get into some spies too. But first, let me see if we can get. I'm going to try to pull up the pictures, the so-called new pictures of the Roswell incident. Okay. Let me see. And this could fall under the category of scandalous. Let me see. I'll share it with audio here. Okay. So this is apparently the crater that was made that they've released. Let me see if this is actually a video. I think it's just somebody screen grabbing.
So they released this video showing the crater, and of course, I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen this. I've seen this something similar to this before. That was the first time I've seen the close up of the crater.
Yeah,
But
I think that's what came out of the they released it from their grand archives or whatever they said, national archives. But the whole time they said that this thing was a weather balloon. How's a weather balloon going to make these craters?
I don't know. There's a lot of speculation.
I mean, maybe that's stupid to say, but I maybe if like I feel like a weather balloon wouldn't make a crater that deep.
Well, I don't know. This might be like old conspiracy about this now at this point, but there was a lot of talk about it being a Horton brothers flying wing, which is like a V shape, and things like that crashed out there that they were testing or whatever, or that just broke into our airspace. But I mean,
just staring at this, I mean, there's nothing really to give it perspective, but I would say that's probably 15 feet.
It depends on how much how tall that little chunks of vegetation is. What kind of vegetation is that? What is that?
Let's see. So that's, I guess, the figures of what they speculate. But I think what we were looking at, they're saying that this is a body, like that this is an arm, this is a head, those are eyes, that's the mouth, and that's the other arm, torso, leg. And this is in the crater that they released a picture of.
Well, then go back to the crater. Let's see it without those marks.
Let's see. So I think, well, shoot. I lost it. Let me get back. Hang on. Okay, this is it zoomed out. That is, so it's where this little thing goes up into almost like an
arrow.
Yep, there's the head, there's the arm, torso, legs. And then let's go back to the big one.
That's what she said.
So it'd be right here. Head, arm, torso, leg.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I'm getting to where like things like this. I mean, you can make anything out of it, really, but it does look suspicious. It does look suspicious for sure.
Jenny says that let's see, that it was an Android defense, which is interesting.
It may have been. And she was talking about spies earlier. I don't know if you've seen this, Jenny, but we have a spy right here on our channel with us. This is totally when he time traveled to meet Eisenhower.
Let me see.
I mean, they're going to keep coming out with stuff because we're getting closer to November. And I know a lot of people are scared, and a lot of people amongst the conspiracy community, not even amongst the conspiracy community at this time, because it's all over the news.
Hey, Alan.
Are saying that, this mothership's coming in November. So the closer we get to that, the more we're going to see stuff like this.
That's true. But last week was full of it. Like they said that life was on Mars. They came out and said that they fired a rocket at a UAP. And then the third thing was that mystery object that they're saying is going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
It turned green. It changed colors.
Sweet.
Yeah. But I was looking to see, so one of the spy stories for you, Crystal, Jesus Christ, Jenny, that, where is Crystal, by the way?
Crystal.
So Jenny, one of the stories that we have about, a story that broke about spyware, it came out that U.S. tech companies have enabled the surveillance and detention of hundreds of thousands of people in China. Sorry about the dog barking. But it says, and this isn't a new thing, but the story just broke about a week ago. It was actually on Fridays, which is why we didn't have it. But over the past 25 years, U.S. tech companies have played a significant role in building China's vast surveillance state. So I guess we've always thought that it was the other way around, that China was building our surveillance infrastructure.
No.
Whenever it's been the opposite of that for the past 25 years, we've been helping them build theirs. And it's a bunch of different U.S. companies, but it says that it includes IBM and others. They sold billions of dollars in advanced surveillance technologies to Chinese police, government agencies, and surveillance firms, despite repeated warnings from the U.S. Congress and media about their use to suppress dissent, persecute religious groups, and target minorities like the Uyghurs, who are currently in concentration camps in China, if you didn't know that. The technology facilitated predictive policing systems. That sounds familiar. It sounds a lot like what Palantir is talking about.
Yeah.
Not that Palantir is like, a lot of people have been using that for like one size fits all boogeyman lately. It is scary, but there's equally as scary companies out there like Oracle who, are going to be selling your data probably to China.
Yeah.
They're about to flip the switch on this new TikTok app. The president was actually bragging about striking a deal, I guess, with China. So instead of China just having your data, Oracle and other joint companies are going to be stealing your data and selling it to China. And so just like Facebook or, YouTube or Google or anything else, it's all of them.
I'm glad somebody's making money off of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like that video we watched of the Congress member, like, how do we make money on this?
They figured it out.
How do we make money on this? And it's hilarious. It's just enraging at this point when somebody's like, I can't have TikTok because the Chinese gonna see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, if you got this, they already know. They already know what you're doing.
Yeah. We're easily trackable. Very easy.
But I digress. But something that I did want to just plow through real quick is all the Israeli stuff that's going through the news. There was because we talked a little bit about this last week, but they said today that they're looking to seek congressional approval to sell $6 billion in weapons to Israel. That was today.
Yeah.
And this comes on the heels. So this week, a record-breaking delegation of 250 of our United States leaders, 5 from each of the 50 states, went to Israel to promote coagulation between the two countries. It was called 50 States, One Israel, which is fitting, I think. But on the heels of this, something that flew way under the kind of undercarriage of the news this week, it came out that Israeli agents were caught planting electronic surveillance devices in U.S. Secret Service emergency response vehicles around the White House perimeter.
I wonder why.
And you would think that if they were if it was proven that they planted this evidence, or even if it was a buzz, would we send 500 or 250 delegates or whatever it was to coagulate? Or could it be that the 250 people are part of the problem? I don't know. But I did just want to say, so we did say we're not going to talk about the big new stuff, but I want to talk about what's kind of flying under the radar while all this is taking over the news the past week.
Yeah.
So there was a vote to block the release of the full Epstein case. Before the $6 billion to Israel, the House passed a $755 billion Pentagon budget. including an amendment barring federal contracts for companies engaging in politically motivated boycotts of Israel, effectively punishing any boycotts, divestment, or sanction efforts for Israel. The same day, the Department of State policy provisions granted a guy named Marco Rubio broad authority to revoke, or this did not get passed. They wanted to pass this. It was going to grant broad authority to revoke U.S. passports for those accused without conviction of material support for terrorism, a vague term critics say could target Israeli opponents.
Yeah.
But they backtracked, and the government also requested $58 million in security emergency funding on September 15th for executive and judicial protection against the assassins, folding into broader defense talk and also fueling online speculation of a deep state. And, we don't get into political stuff, but I do just want to note that guy that we mentioned, Marco Rubio, let me see. This was him this week.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
it's like they all have allegiances toward, a different country. Like, has nothing to do with religion or anything like that. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, what have you. But whenever you have someone who's supposed to be a leader of your country, and every speech that they make is saying that the priority is another country.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me about it.
Especially when everything here is so kind of headed toward this dystopian landscape. Like right now, everybody's on edge more than they have been since I can remember, since 2001, 9/11. And the primary focus isn't on healing things here. It doesn't seem like it's on, keeping people diverted while they're working on something else for someplace that I don't know necessarily does a whole lot for the country we live in.
It's the size of New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know of many major exports we get from there. I'm sure we do some importing.
Well, and I'm being cynical when I say this, but we keep giving billions and billions of dollars, regardless of what politicians are in charge, like what leaders are in charge. Think about the last 10, 15 years. We keep giving this money away. This is where the cynicism comes in. Who's ever gave us money?
Yeah.
Who's given us any money?
That's true.
But yeah, I didn't want to delve too much into that. Say what?
That's a good question. Let's see.
I don't want to stay on that for too long, but I did feel like if we didn't hit that, people would be like, "You're not covering the stuff that's really going on."
Well, I mean, let's see. From what I'm seeing, they're saying that we have received financial aid in the form of foreign assistance. The United States' largest donor
for disasters or something.
Yeah, they're saying that they're not saying who did it, and they're not saying how much. What? No, they're saying that the U.S. foreign aid by country. Is this us giving them or them giving us? Oh, okay. So they're saying that we've got it before, but there's no numbers or where it came from, and then it goes straight into how much we give everybody else.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
If anybody's got that data, please send it to me at
Jen. That's all of our tax dollars.
Yeah. If anybody's got any information on countries that's giving us aid, go ahead and send that to WITF@gmx.com.
It's down there.
Right here. right here. But yeah, that's weird. And we literally give out billions of dollars quarterly. Yeah, that's weird.
Who's saying what, Landa? Who did I miss something? I don't. I'm sorry. Who's saying what?
I don't.
Oh, the last part of this. So Google and YouTube partnered with them. There's a $45 million 6-month contract with the Prime Minister's office to launch a global digital advertising campaign that started in June and is still running now, aimed at promoting Israel's state messaging during the conflict that's going on. And basically, let's see. There's also a contract going on right now in addition to the 45 million called Project Nimbus, which is a $1.2 billion cloud computing deal signed between Google, Amazon, and Israeli government to provide cloud services and advanced artificial intelligence to Israeli government and military. And they did note that they have fired dozens of employees who tried to speak out against the Project Nimbus stuff. I think he was just Googling Atlanta. I know that
is the alphabet browser.
I know that countries have given us money for disasters and stuff. And I know, like, when they had that meeting with Russia, I guess the Russian president gave a dude in Alaska a motorcycle. But outside of that, I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, who's giving us billions of their tax dollars?
I found 3 instances where we got foreign aid. Humanitarian and disaster relief during Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Other countries supplied resources like not financial support really, but rescue teams and like things like that. Okay. Mutual assistance in crisis during COVID, during the pandemic. We got some medical supplies and development and research aid. Let's see, international organizations. They say that they give research grants and cultural exchanges. That's the foreign aid that we get. So they give out ideals and first aid kits, and we give out billions of dollars. Which I mean, any little bit helps when there's a crisis. So
yeah, any little bit does help. But I guess just contrasting that though is important. Because if you think about, like, revolutions that have happened in the past, like the Boston Tea Party was over, a few percent. There's just it's a bad deal.
Well, the biggest concern I have with that, and I know I've done it on these shows before, when I pull up the national debt calculator.
Yes.
That's the biggest concern.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think you're going to see. So the new TikTok app, as soon as they make the agreement and that new TikTok app comes out, which is supposed to be later this year, it's going to be crazy. They're going to make you delete your app on your phone and re-download Oracle's app of TikTok.
Yeah.
And then Oracle will be able to sell your data.
Yeah. And this show is on the verge of moving to CB radio. So if you guys want to keep up, go ahead and get your ham radio skills down. Because
we're working on some cool stuff behind the scenes though. Hey, Crystal. We were wondering where you were a minute ago.
I seen Alan earlier too, and we didn't even acknowledge him. Sorry about that, bud.
I said hello to Alan. Hello to Alan.
I was probably spaced out. I might have said it too. I don't know.
Well, we're working on some cool stuff. I know Cecil has got some ideas going on. I've got some ideas going on. We're gonna have some more content coming up. But we've got some cool guests coming up on this show too. And something that I have not discussed with Cecil that I would like to do is try to get it's almost a 1 year anniversary of when we had the McCamey Manor conversation. I would
wasn't
like
there.
You said what?
I wasn't there for that one.
It was big. It was a big show. But I would like to get some people involved in that on the show.
Yeah. I might stick with tradition if it's going to turn into an annual thing and not show up. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of big things coming. I had to close down the OnlyFans because I couldn't get any supporters. Tully's $5 only carries me every month. So
that's true. That's true.
Thank you all.
So Campbell's soup.
Yeah.
Everybody's winter feel good. You know, you put the soup, you get your cream of chicken and throw it in the crock pot full of stuff and come back home at the evening and everything's great.
Yep.
Campbell's is currently in a major environmental scandal that has tarnished the wholesome image of Campbell's soup. And this is over violations of the Clean Water Act at its Napoleon, Ohio canning plant between 2018 and 2024. Did they have one violation? Did they have two violations? Did they have 100 violations? Did they have 1,000 violations? They had 5,400 violations of the Clean Water Act. And the admission came in a joint court filing with U.S. EPA. Ohio's just been getting hammered, man. Like with the East Palestine, the train derailments and stuff, and now this.
And the drivers.
Their facility illegally discharged millions, probably billions of contaminated wastewater into the Maumee River. Pollutants included phosphorus, ammonia, E. coli bacteria, oil, grease, and suspended solids, contributing to toxic algae blooms in Lake Erie that now threaten drinking water supplies, wildlife, and human health by creating oxygen deprived dead zones. Now, my thing with this is just like the East Palestine stuff, they're going to pay a fine. They're $1 billion company, multi-billion dollar. They're probably owned by Unilever or, ultimately BlackRock.
Yeah.
But they're going to pay a fine and it's just going to go away. And I think in these cases where you've done irreparable damage onto the environment, especially if you're an environmentalist out there listening, which I doubt you're listening to us, but if you're an environmentalist out there and these people have done irreparable damage onto the environment, like 1,000-year damage,
yeah,
I think that should be like automatic prison time, no negotiating. Like whoever oversaw this should go to trial, and if found guilty, they should not be able to pay a fine. Somebody should have to go to jail.
Yeah, you would think, because I mean, if there was a situation where, let's say, just for craps and gigs, I have a 5-gallon bucket of oil from a car. If somebody from EPA or something like that sees that bucket accidentally spill into the creek, I go to jail.
Yes.
But
if the company does it, they pay a fine and it all goes away.
Yeah.
You can go to East Palestine right now to any creek in East Palestine and just put your hand down in the mud and press it, and you will see oil slicks go out into the creek.
Wow.
From where they torched that train. And whoever oversaw that and decided that they should burn that train and let all that stuff go up into the air and everywhere else, they should be in jail.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
after a fair trial, of course.
Yeah, fair trial. But I mean, it's a do as I do as I don't society when it comes to megacorps or even people with a lot of money anymore. Like, it's really strange.
If they keep letting people pay fines and walk away, though, and nothing ever happens to them,
yeah,
that is emboldening to other companies.
Oh yeah, that's the way it's always been. Because money talks and bullshit walks.
And
It's the way that,
everybody is sick in East Palestine. There's a lot of people sick, Jenny.
you need to just move on back home, buddy. It's getting too close to you.
I mean, somebody's got to tell people about stuff. I swear to God, like your average everyday person in Walmart.
Yeah.
You could stop them and be like, "Hey, did you know that the Campbell's Soup Company just got hit with 5,000 violations and $1 billion in water, and they're killing the environment?" What do you think they're going to say? Nope. And I don't believe that. We were on a road trip last week, and I heard these. So there were 3 old men sitting in a McDonald's drinking coffee, and they're talking about something that was conspiracy related that I don't want to say on the air for the sake of the not getting banned.
Yeah.
But I chimed in, and I'm like, "Hey, you should really look into this."
Yeah.
Like trying to just throw them a nugget, like lead them toward a rabbit hole, and they're like, "No, that's all hearsay." And I'm like, "No, it's not." I'm like, you need to really go look it up and start reading about it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's a weird world that we live in, and the only thing we can do right now is just figure out how we can come together. I don't want to talk about any like crazy stuff, but I mean, if you've not looked into it yet, check to see what Nepal did last week or the week before.
We talked about that. That probably didn't help anything.
That's probably why we moved on a couple things. But I mean, Gen Z straight up took care of business out there, like, and all through Discord. That was kind of weird.
I'm telling you. Well, and that's another story that we have. The CEOs of Discord, Steam, Twitch, and Reddit have been requested to testify before Congress about their platforms being used for extremism or whatever.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Yeah, because it's just I guess like it's just one thing after another, and I think it is a generational thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And because we know what Discord is. We've been on Discord, but I've never seen an extremist group on Discord or Reddit. Reddit's just like Facebook. If you post the wrong meme, your account gets banned.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's there to foster certain extremism, but not other extremism. Like you can't speak freely on these platforms is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So they're being very particular about the kind of things that they just turn a blind eye to.
Yeah. So I can't take off anymore because you guys are getting us nuked anytime I take off.
You just picked a bad week for it. Another segment of people that's having a bad week is semaglutide makers. So they are now facing over 1,800 lawsuits in U.S. federal courts. They allege that these companies failed to adequately warn patients and doctors about severe life-altering side effects. And these semaglutide stuff is like Ozempic.
What's happening?
So they said that let's see. The reported complications span a range of debilitating conditions, including gastroparesis, which is stomach paralysis where the stomach fails to empty properly, causing constant nausea, violent vomiting, and abdominal pain, and in some cases, the need for a feeding tube, intestinal blockages, severe bowel obstructions, gallbladder diseases, including gallstones and inflammation, pancreatitis, potentially necrotizing and life-threatening, kidney damage, and sudden vision loss or blindness from non-arteritic anterior optic neuropathy, where users have reported losing up to 50% of vision in one eye overnight after just months of use. And And of course, the FDA's to the rescue. They're now making them update their labels, explicitly added warnings for severe pancreatitis and kidney injuries following thousands of adverse events. While earlier warning editions covered gallbladder issues and the gastrointestinal issues. Novo Nordisk vehemently denies wrongdoing in all this, insisting that the drug is safe when used as directed, and that all medications carry inherent risks is one of their arguments.
Well, I mean, it's true.
With the company seeking to dismiss many of these claims, as the bellwether trial looms and more cases pour in, nearly 2,200 total litigations at this point, including against similar GLP-1 drugs like Eli Lilly's Mounjaro is another big one. Experts anticipate settlement negotiations could yield multi-million-dollar payouts per plaintiff for medical costs, lost wages, and pain and suffering.
Well, I need to see what Mandy's feeling like.
Yeah. So just like we said, it's like we said a year ago when all this stuff came out, and it was a miracle.
Yeah.
That, in
Yeah,
5
you never
years,
know what's going to hold in the future.
They're going to play a commercial. It's like, if you
I
took
wonder if
blah, blah, blah.
I wonder if that's just for like people that's using it strictly for weight loss, or people that actually need it for diabetes.
I don't know.
I don't guess it would make a difference. I don't know.
I don't know, Clarence.
Well, that sucks because my wife is taking one of those.
Well, hopefully it's just some sort of pocket of misuse.
Yeah, we'll see.
But another enraging thing that came out this week, if anybody out there, I'm sorry, Crystal. If anybody out there drives a Jeep, your Jeep now could be showing you ads every time you hit the brakes.
Sweet.
On that big, beautiful screen in front of you. So Jeep owners have been taken to social media over a highly intrusive feature on their vehicles, a full screen pop-up advertisement that appears on the Uconnect infotainment system every time the car comes to a complete stop, such as red lights, stop signs, in traffic, anywhere. You get a pop-up. And people apparently are going nuts over this, because also to stop it, owners of Jeeps must create a Jeep account online, agree to terms, probably for your car to listen to you, and remotely turn off notifications. But people, rightly so, are worried that this could allow future ad resurgences. So, I mean, what if you're like stopped at a stop sign and you get an ad? Like, let's say you're close to a Dunkin', and you're stopped at a stop sign, and it just starts playing a Dunkin' ad on your screen.
Oh, if I'm close to a Dunkin', I'm stopping every time, honey. You ain't got to play me no ads. But
yeah, I'm sorry, Crystal.
I mean, it's moving to, like I said earlier, a dystopian future. It's Black Mirror, if you've ever watched that show. Like the guy that has to pedal on the bike the whole time, and he has to use credits to get the commercials to go away. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be. Stuff like that.
I wasn't even going to bring this up, and maybe we can end on this, but if you have a Kroger, or if you live in a place where there are Krogers or Walmarts, everybody should have a Walmart.
Yeah.
Walmart is about to change their lighting to a new bulb that's set at a I don't know the correct terminology, set at the correct glow to instill fight or flight feelings within people, so that you explore more of the store and potentially buy more stuff. In addition to that, Kroger and Walmart have started changing all of their labels to these digital labels. And I'm talking every one of them in every aisle, freezer section, cooler. And these tags can be changed all at the same time in a split second. So what we talked about a couple months ago, if you remember, Kroger was in deep trouble over talking about surge pricing.
Yeah.
Meaning that if it's really busy, the prices on all your groceries may go up. Like from the time you pick something up off the shelf, think about how many times something's been priced wrong. That's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So you pick something off the shelf, you go to the register, and they ring it, and it's $1 more than what you thought it was going to be. And you're like, well, it said blah, blah, blah on the tag. And then you go back to the tag, and guess what? The tag now says it's $1 more, and there's nothing you can do except put it back if you don't want it.
That's what I'll do. I mean, fuck them. I'm so fucking over it, man. Like,
me too. It's like everything that we talked about, it's like one step closer to just a dystopian hellscape of ads and price gouging.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's going to come down to where it's like a stock market to buy groceries. Like you're going to be like, I gotta get in there fucking fast. Oh my god,
listen,
beef's down. Like,
I don't want to give them any ideas, but imagine you're trying to figure out the price on something, and before you can see the price, it plays a mini ad on the tag, and you've got to watch the ad to wait to see what the price is.
yeah, that's crazy shit, man. But that's the way it's going. That's just where it's going. I don't know.
But
It's
yeah,
nuts.
we've got some exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some good shows coming up in the next month or so. We're gonna get some guests, get some Halloween guests going. There's some show changes that we're gonna be making too. Morgana's not here. We would talk about them, so we'll probably talk about that next week.
Sweet.
But yeah, follow us if you don't already follow us.
Like and subscribe. Email us WITFGMX.com.
If you're watching on BitChute, go to Rumble and follow, because BitChute's always going to run a week behind. They haven't got their live streaming stuff figured out, and we were losing shows on there. So I'm just uploading everything a week in the past. So if you're listening to this and you like us and you follow us, go to Rumble if you want to watch us live and comment.
If you're coming from BitChute, you'd want to go to Rumble so you can continue to shit talk in real time.
Yes, you still have true freedom of speech on Rumble, so you can call us whatever derogatory terms you want to. You can go there and say it,
which is perfectly fine. I personally love it. Come over to Weird Realities Network at 8 p.m. It's going to be Tucky, Steven, and myself. We're going to be talking about the Bible.
Yeah, where Stephen's going to be going in deep on the book of Revelations. So if you're interested in that biblical stuff, we'll probably get into some Nephilim, all that good stuff. AI, maybe we'll get back into the hellscape that we're headed toward. But that's in 10 minutes. So we got to go.
Yeah, and tune in Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And thank you all for watching us, because we are watching you.
The bees are dying, and our survival hangs in the balance. In the past year, over 70% of U.S. bee colonies, more than 1.1 million hives, were lost, marking the worst collapse on record. At 4RBs, we're fighting back with our breakthrough PureWave cell, a quantum frequency device crafted with 48,000 Gauss rare earth magnets in the shape of the flower of life. When placed inside a beehive, it delivers remarkable results. Colonies grow 2 to 3 times larger, honey production soars, pesticide and antibiotic use drops to zero, colony collapse nearly vanishes, and queen replacements plummet. Every purchase also supports our beekeeper program, providing free PureWave cells to small beekeepers worldwide, rebuilding life one hive at a time. Join the fight today and buy a jar of PureWave honey, or even one of the cells used by the beekeepers. Use code WITF for 20% off at 4rbs.com. And if you're listening on audio only, that's the number 4, letter R, bees.com.